Okay, this is going to be a RuneScape news video, and in this video, just wanted to talk about this player-owned house rework and 120 construction. I just seen this on the news on the website, and I thought it was pretty cool. I seen like a couple of their YouTube videos on it, and um, just wanted to go through this article and just talk about it. Um, So yeah, it's been a long time coming, but the player-owned housing system is getting reworked, and the construction skill is being bumped up to 120 as part of this year's roadmap. As a brief reminder, here's what we previously said about this update during our RS Ahead back in January. That's a video of that. People can watch that video if they want to. Um, they can go to, they've got Runescape YouTube channel. We want to help build a picture of what this update is setting out to achieve um, by setting out some foundational design details. As these have been started, of these sorry here, I can't even talk. um, as these have started to come together, with the update being slated to launch later this year, today serves just as an early insight into where we're headed. There's plenty of stuff to preview, though some things may change as we continue through development. Today also includes a couple of opportunities to take community discussions on board and help shape aspects of this update. So do stick your oar. Do stick your. I think that's how. This is a lot of I guess ore. So do stick your ore in on those that matter. One thing with RuneScape, I some of the pronunciation. I know what they mean, but some of the pronunciation, I don't really know. I can't pronounce some of the stuff in RuneScape. I think that's how it is for a lot of people. If I'm playing the game or reading some of these articles, I don't really know how to pronounce some of this stuff, but people know. I do know what they're talking about, but I think people, other people, kind of know what that means. But yeah, as with our general approach to RuneScape these days, it is our intention to update or implement things in such a way that they can easily be expanded and built upon for the foreseeable future. With that in mind, the upcoming changes to the player-owned house will enable us to keep this aspect of RuneScape integral to the experience and relevant for many years to come. So that's pretty cool. I'm not going to read through like all of the text here. But yeah, construction, it's going to be a housing skill. We simply can't see a world where the construction skill still exists, but housing does not. So that's one thing that's I think cool about this. I always liked like one of my older RuneScape videos. I had in one of my videos, I showed off my player-owned house. Um, it's not a big player-owned house, but it was I did have a player-owned house. I do have one. It's pretty cool. I got like a gilded altar and stuff, and um, have there's like that I can craft spells and not spells, but I can craft teleports and stuff. And I got like a just a whole bunch of decorations and furniture and everything. Got some portals and stuff. Um, got some decorations on the wall and some paintings and stuff. But I always liked the play around house. It was really fun. With my construction on my character, I think I'm almost at like 101 construction. So I do have the 99 skill cape. And yeah, obviously when Fort Fern 3 came out, like Fort Fern 3 it just added really good experience, um, for construction. Simply building up Fort Fern 3 and then reinforcing your buildings and getting all experience. And when RuneScape used to have like 4 double experiences a year. You could get a lot of construction experience. Um, and then 423 added in, like, there's like that prayer altar. You can train prayer. It's right by the bank chest in the chapel. So you could train prayer and get some pretty good experience. Right by a bank. And yeah, like once 423 came out, like I noticed like a lot of people really were not too into the whole player owned house thing. Going to gilded altars and stuff, training prayer. People really just didn't do that anymore. I was still like, I had a couple people on my friends list. I showed on my player owned house and stuff, and they thought it was really interesting. Like I like building my house and stuff, and like I said, it wasn't that big. Like it was like 15 rooms and stuff. Like got like an armor repair stand, and like I had a telescope for like that mining mini game to collect stardust, that currency which you go to that shop and stuff. And I got like the Stargazer title. Um, using the magic golem outfit, just teleporting once a day. I know most people have that Stargazer title, but I thought it was a really cool title. So I got the title. But yeah, like in our player own house, like just had like I talked about before, just some basic stuff. And but yeah, once Forge Friend 3 came out, I noticed like player own houses were not that interesting. I think people lost interest in player own houses like a long time ago. Um, but there's still a world and stuff you can go to. There's a world for gilded altars and stuff. You can still train prayer, but Fort Friend 3 has a way better experience than just like, rebuilding your house and stuff and just kind of removing furniture and building it again to train construction like how you would train it. But I still like the player owned house stuff. I thought it was cool. And I yeah, I had fun building my house. And one of my older RuneScape videos, like I show off my house and stuff, and it was really cool. So yeah, it's cool that this is it's cool that it's gonna go to 120. It's gonna get a rework that is really cool. They're gonna still have construction and also a housing skill. Um, and it's it's just I just think it's cool. I do like that content in the game. And here it says our existing player owned house, henceforth referred to as POH system, is one of creating your house and then largely ignoring its existence. So again, just talks about like just for niche stuff, right? So I do agree with that. So it's cool that they're going to improve that. As a part of the rework, we're setting out to create a housing system that you will want to return to on a repeated basis and throughout all of your adventures in Gielinor, regardless of whether you're taking it easy or you're maximizing efficiency. Your visits may be brief, but they should always be worthwhile. And such loops should not just integrate and wait. And such loops, sorry, just some of the wording here is a bit different. And such loops should not just integrate into, but yeah, when I'm reading this, I feel like certain words are missing the way they kind of write some of this stuff. So yeah, integrate into, but perhaps even embody the very heartbeat of your play session. The house should offer your high utility features with functionality that is useful to tap into in between most of your activities in RuneScape. It will also offer you the chance to build and collect hundreds of items for your player-owned house across the game. That's definitely really cool. And what does that mean? Think about it this way: when completing a run in a activity, be that Slayer, farming, archaeology, or others, the house could be a place to drop in at before briefly at before using it to also more speedily access the next part of your run. Importantly, the idea here is to simplify your game experience rather than add a layer of complexity to it. So they kind of want to kind of similar to like I guess the PVM hub kind of a thing, but more features. But wait, there's more. The player and host should be the embodiment of your personal journey through RuneScape, able to display the achievements or the things you have earned that matter to you. They already have something kind of like that, but you can't display, higher level items. Um, so yeah, finally, an important consideration with the player-owned house is that its current existence is a very solo player-oriented social aspect house parties existed but no longer really link into a wider gameplay circle. With the new housing system, we want to ensure that the player-owned house isn't a cut-off part of the game that pushes you away from hubs. Instead, we want to ensure that making use of the player-owned house can be a more social experience. Bearing that in mind, we're not looking to add full bank access to the house or create new workbenches that would enable skill training as a solo activity. That's pretty cool. Some different types of balancing. We'll get into a little more info. We'll get a little more into all. We'll get a little more. I keep thinking it says info. Um, I haven't recorded one of these news videos in a while. I haven't made any news videos in a while. We'll get a little more into all of the above in the following paragraphs. Now that we've cemented the foundations, let's get into the exciting details. So yeah, pretty cool. I'm not gonna read through like all these things, but you're gonna have customization. So a lot of customization. Um, so yeah, just different types of stuff and different room shapes, which is cool. Different furniture and just some artwork there. And then functional furniture. Now these are just some ideas. Like again, I said before, like in the article, like Jagex talked about, like things might change, so they haven't fully figured out like what they're gonna do with the update yet. So though, I think that they want this update supposed to come out like in the summertime. So, but they're still gonna work on some different updates and work on different before this update comes out. They're gonna work on different features and stuff. They'll have more news posts, but some examples is a portal nexus inspired by old school RuneScape's nexus to help you get to your places in Gielinor that matter to you the most. So that's really cool. An artifact storage unit to help archaeologists better organize themselves during excavations while also freeing up some bank space. That's cool. A potion cauldron, um, which would store your potions by drinking directly from the cauldron. You might be able to benefit from extended durations for the associated effects. So that's really cool. Improves your potions. And I remember I seen in yeah, it was a chivalric video, and he was talking about how the potion cauldron, how like your friends and stuff, like I guess people that come to your house, like your friends or people that you're in a clan with and stuff, you could get a potion cauldron, you could go to their house, and then everyone could like get an effect. Everyone could get an effect from drinking these potions for bossing, and that's really cool. Or skilling potions and stuff. So just a cool, interesting idea for that. That's pretty cool. And yeah, the above are just some early work in progress ideas, and we can't yet guarantee that they'll be feasible. But we've got plenty more ideas for awesome new functional furniture. Today's blog does, however, give us the opportunity to see conversations unfold around the following questions. What kind of functional furniture would you find truly useful to be able to access with the new player-owned house? Have a think about this, bearing in mind that the player-owned house should be a transitional aspect of gameplay rather than something that removes you from the world, um, and kind of keeps you away from the other parts of the game. Here's concept art of the Portal Nexus, and that's an old school RuneScape, but they want to add something like that to this in RuneScape 3. That's pretty cool, I think. Decorative furniture, so kind of cool, different decorations. But this is one thing right here, decommissioning the old. So when the new arrives, the old must depart. And we will be decommissioning the old player-owned houses. When this update launches later this year, you'll of course be wondering what happens to everything in your old player-owned house at that time. With the move to the new system of creating, editing, placing, and moving, we want to provide you with an opportunity for a fresh start. While the room layout of your old player-owned house will not be preserved, most of the furniture will. If your old player-owned house has furniture that exists in the new player-owned house system, it will be automatically converted into an associated object. For example, if you built a demonic throne in your old player-owned house, you will have a demonic throne object in your new player-owned house's furniture trunk, which you could freely place using the new system. So that's cool. You can place things anywhere you want, and different room shapes and stuff. And I know in some of the concept art, like they wanted to have like 2-story houses. They could have 2-story houses, like just have a loading screen. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know if they want to do that, but it's kind of everyone's player-owned house is going to be deleted. Then when you go, whatever your skill level is, you just go in there and you go to your furniture trunk, and then from there you just got to start building. So some other different stuff too. Like I know, like once you build, like with the old stuff, like you can change like the texture and the colors of your house. Like you can have like stone walls, wood walls. You can change. There's like daytime, midday. There's nighttime. You change like the time of the day. You can change how your grass is cut. So I don't know. Those systems might be updated too, which would be kind of cool. But yeah, just everyone has to go build a new player-owned house, but you get to keep a lot of your items, so that's okay. Um, so yeah, that's I guess pretty interesting. And shared community. Um, yeah, we don't want the player-owned house to be a singled-off silo. Shared community spaces. We're still working on the final name. Are a hugely important part of the construction rework, and will be the main. We were aiming to make this skill social or sociable. So what are shared community spaces? Consider getting together with your friends, showing off and enjoying each other's homes, all all as though you were visiting your friend who just happens to live right around the corner. Imagine being able to see the house nestled in among all your friends' houses. So you can see each other's houses. It's kind of I'd have to wait for that update to come out. People have to wait for that update to come out, but I guess kind of like Minecraft multiplayer, I would say, or any kind of multiplayer kind of a game where you could see each other's houses. This aspect of the updates warrants its own larger blog a little later down the line, though, so we won't go much further than that for now. We just wanted to mention it today, the emphasis, we want to place on how the player-owned house should not be a siloed off part of the game. This does, of course, also affect the player-owned house's placement within the world of Gielinor. More on that next time. So they'll have more news articles in the future. And that's all for today. Head on over to the official threads on Discord and Reddit and get stuck in the conversation. So that's it for that article. But yeah, I think this is cool. I think I haven't been playing RuneScape lately. I do log into RuneScape sometimes. Um, but lately with RuneScape, there just hasn't been any content that I'm interested in doing right now. And I've been playing other video games. Like I've been playing some Xbox games and stuff. Um, but still want to make some RuneScape news videos. That's why I made this video. But yeah, I've logged into RuneScape. I've been logging into RuneScape. I don't know, every couple weeks, and I just like I get my rested experience from Fort Friend 3, and then I just keep the managing miscellanea. Um, I know Jagex wants to work on that too. They want to have a managing miscellanea rework. I don't know when that update's going to come out, but that'd be kind of cool to update some of that content. Because managing miscellanea is a good way to, invest in your kingdom and make some. You can get a lot of different items and also sell stuff at the Grand Exchange. Make some money and stuff. It's pretty cool. But if I do log into RuneScape lately, it's been like I said, Fortran 3. I get my rest experience, then I just get my approval rating back up in the miscellaneous kingdom. That's really been about it. There hasn't really been any content I'm interested in doing. I've just been interested in playing Xbox games and making other videos for my YouTube channel. But looking through some of the news and stuff, there are just some interesting stuff out there. But this 120 construction thing looks pretty cool. And yeah, just player owned house rework looks really cool. I think another thing that would be kind of cool. I don't think JGX was going to do it, but I think a clan rework would be kind of cool. Um, but the thing with RuneScape, is that people play the game and they take rest periods from the game. So it depends how many people are playing in your clan. So they can't really like do a clan rework, because it depends on your clan and how active your clan is. But it would be kind of cool to see, maybe not a rework, but just some updates to the clan stuff would be kind of cool. It's like the whole Citadel thing. That'd be kind of cool to see some updates on that. The managing miscellanea kingdom, updates on that would be cool. And then this is cool. This update here, like 120 construction and player on house rework, I think is cool. So yeah, this is pretty cool. I mean, I like I said, I do like I like the player on host content that we have now. It does it kind of sucks that we're gonna like everyone's gonna lose their player owned house, and everyone has to make a new player owned house. But I think the updates will be definitely better than the old system. But I like my player owned house that I built, but that's totally okay that I can build a new player owned house and you get to keep lots of your items and stuff. Um, so yeah, I think I like construction. It's a cool skill. And I like the player on house content, but it is cool to see that the skill is going to go to 120, and they're going to add probably new items and stuff, and the community spaces and stuff you can have with the different features like you could have like a Nexus portal and the potion stuff, and seeing your friends' houses and stuff. Just new features, new levels, new content, stuff like that. More of like a cool place to teleport to and use your player owned house as part of like in the like I read in the news, like just a gameplay loop. I think that's really cool. Because that's kind of how it is with a player owned house. Like right now, like people, you got a gilded altar. Maybe you got some items just like for decoration and stuff, and like I got the mini game. I had the telescope for the mini game, the mining mini game. I had like some portals and stuff, and just some decorations, and I got a repair stand. I can repair my armor and weapons, but that was really about it. I really don't go to my player owned house that much, so really cool to see that they're working on this update. I think it's really cool, and yeah, just been I've been doing other videos for YouTube and stuff and playing other games, but with RuneScape, I'm like I said, not that much content I'm interested in doing right now. Not really interested in playing the game right now, but I log in sometimes, but I'm just taking a rest from RuneScape. And that's okay. Um, but yeah, like when this update comes out, I think I might make a video on this, and I'll log in and you know just maybe build a house or something, just kind of see how the update is, and I could build a house and then just like make a video on that and upload that to YouTube in the future. So yeah, that's I think that'd be a cool video. I don't know if I'm gonna build a house like right when the update comes out, but when I um when I want to, when I want to build a new house, then I can, play the game, and I could build a new house and then, make a video on that. So, that'd be pretty cool, I think. But yeah, just wanted to make this news video, and um, and yeah, that's just that's all I really have to talk about. I look before I record this. There's no other news articles or anything. Just want to talk about this one article, but but yeah, they don't have anything else to talk about with the news for RuneScape. So yeah, this was a good video though, and yeah, that's all I got to talk about. So yeah, I'll see you guys next video. Peace out.